Really appreciative of all the support we've been getting. The fact from our partners at the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, U.S. Department of Energy, Department of Interior. We got the folks from the Wrapup board involved. We have members of the PSC. This is like Wonderland and Dream World for the Energy Office. I've been doing this for many, many years, and sometimes we feel like we're the only one talking about energy efficiency and renewable energy. But I must say in the past 3 years, everything has just expanded beyond my wildest dreams. And I'm really grateful for all the technical assistance. And to top it off, we actually got some financial support through the ARROW funds to actually make things happen. So as most of you know, I'll be going to the NASIO meeting where all the energy offices are going to get together and talk about what has been done, the accomplishments, but more importantly, what happens after ARROW. What I want to share this morning is that as of the end of this month, we have 12 more months to spend all the ARROW funds. And the Energy Office, we actually received under the State Energy Program some 20 million, and we're about 40% in expenditures. But as we put in the solar panels and we get the bills from Mr. Allrounder, that's going to be going down. And we have a payment plan for the projects going on in the school. And when I say the project, we call it the Virgin Islands Energy Alliance Program. And we didn't really stress on it as much as I would like to, but this is a very important program because what it does, it actually demonstrates to the territory that we can actually do performance contracting. And what that is, we selected 2 contractors, Energy Systems Group and also Florida Power and Light. And what they're going to be doing is guaranteed energy savings. If the savings that they project through their detailed energy audit is not met, they're responsible for paying the bill. We got this mandate from the legislator to reduce utility bills of the entire government by 20% by 2012 with no funding. So I think true performance contracting was the only way we can do it. And with the help of folks like David McGowan, most of you know Miguel, he has been a blessing. He came to the Energy Office ready to go. We were able to actually not only get a master energy service agreement, which actually connects the government to the EXCOs. We did a letter of agreement that gave the permission to do detailed energy audits. And we finally did a task order schedule which details all the actual fixtures that's going to be changed throughout the school. We stress a lot on lighting, but I want you to know we're also doing water efficiency. So that's going, and we have a projection that every month we're going to be paying at least anywhere from $800 to $1 million. So again, between now and September, I see expenditures out of that 20 million that I'm very comfortable with. Another program we haven't talked about and we really haven't gotten off the ground is tropical codes. It was a back and forth with the Department of Planning. As you know, most of the energy can be saved by the way we design our buildings. We are under the IECC codes right now, but there's no enforcement. We have plan going through the DPNR. No one is seeing that the IECC is being adhered to. And one of the assurances we had to make to the federal government was that we're going to do our part to ensure these codes. So one final MOA that we need to get going is to actually engage Department of Planning and Natural Resources to enforcing these codes. We're going to give them some money to hire some engineers or whatever they feel to do. But basically it's actually to enforce the tropical codes. And we're further going to meld the tropical code to fit the IECC because what we found out after adopting it, it really doesn't address our climate. For instance, they're asking for some insulation that's really not relevant here. It's going to be very expensive. So we're working with Hawaii to follow what they do and actually meld the tropical code with the IECC. That's what's outstanding. Another thing that's outstanding we didn't talk about, and I got some headway, we actually selected a contractor to do this anemometry measurement. Initially we thought this would have been our first win because it just seemed simple. Let's put up some towers and measure the wind. What happened with that, when we wrote the grant, we actually wrote the grant for small winds because before we had all this help, that was the interest. But after speaking with Hugo Hodge, knowing that he's very much interested in utility scale wind, we had to try to adjust the grant. The bids that came in was much more than what we had budgeted. But thanks to WAPA, they gave us the difference. We were able to select weather flow. And where we are now, I just got permission yesterday from planning that we can go ahead without the lease. Most of the areas that we recognize have good wind are actually on private property. To put up the tower, we have to actually negotiate a lease. Then they threw in things like insurance, things we didn't budget it for. Then the surveyor's quotes came in, much more expensive than we had. So we've been dealing with that, and it kind of set us back. But again, that's $250,000 for the tropical code, and another $273,000 that will be expended also. Another thing that we did on the SEP, we have been working with the Virgin Islands Housing Finance Authority, and we're giving them the cost differential for all new developments that they are going to put in line to have solar hot water systems. Well, we recently met with them with our USDOE grantors, and they were hoping to get the financing to build these homes. They're not going to get the finances. Because these are the issues we deal with on a daily basis that's helping us, to stopping us from spending the funds. We've pretty much expended all the funds for the appliance rebates. I must say that program went very well. We expended all the funds for our vehicular energy efficiency hybrid program, so that's pretty much depleted. In fact, we actually had to move some money around. I think we had like 260,000, and we had to change the budget to now it's like 360 something thousand, I think. So we're right now waiting an amendment. What happens is that everything we do, we have to get permission. And I kind of wanted to get the public to understand that with the rebates in particular, what happened with the rebates is that everyone procrastinates. We might put out a message and say this program is going to end, and everyone go and buy their solar panel in the last month. There's no way for us to know how many people are going to participate. What happens, we might have 50,000 left and get $100,000 worth of applications. Technically, what we should do is send it back and say, there's no funds. But the Energy Office, the nice person we are, we try to accommodate them. So we hold the applications in hopes of getting an amendment from the federal government. Well, you guys read the papers. One of the things we were admonished for was the fact that we actually put in for change in our budget, and they said they don't like that. They want us to tell folks the money's out like Florida. They have a rebate between 3 months from March to June. If you don't get your rebates then, it's over. We don't do that. We're so glad that people are now trying to get the proper appliances, get solar items. We try to bend over backwards, but then we end up getting a lot of blows for it. We had to do several different types of rebate programs. We had SCP formula grant prior to us getting our funds. That program serviced one particular set of items. You could not then do the same set of items when you got the ARA funds. So we ended up with about 4 or 5 rebate programs, including, so there's a big confusion out there. Sometimes we have to say, this program is closed, and I get a call. How can this program close? I saw someone get a rebate. So what I was hoping is to have the public come and we would have taken our time and explain what program is what. But just to let you know again, the only appliances we can rebate right now, we added refrigerators to what we call the State Energy Appliance Rebate Program. This was a smaller pot of $104,000, and we actually can replace, this is a replacement. The rebates that we had were just Energy Star. You buy something with an Energy Star label, turn it into the Energy Office, you get a rebate. This program now, you must replace either a dishwasher, a freezer, a heat pump, and we were able to put refrigerators since the Energy Appliance Rebate Program is over. So how was that? It's kind of complicated. You want to add something?
Yeah, and a window and room air conditioners.
Room air conditioners, we added that too, right?
Yes.
Right. So anyone interested, and we need you guys to participate, you can still get those items. I repeat, freezers, only if you have a freezer that you replaced in. Dishwasher, only if you're replacing a dishwasher. As Pat reminded me, room air conditioners and heat pumps. That's available as far as appliances.